Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be doing a gubernatorial election map. I know this is something new, and I'm only doing it this one time, at least for now, due to the fact there's very few governor races this year. Uh, and there's not even many toss-ups. The only toss-ups you could really argue would be Montana, North Carolina, maybe Missouri, and New Hampshire. But I'll go through the map and I'll talk about the toss-up states to the best of my knowledge. I obviously focus on the general election and the Senate election a lot more than the gubernatorial races. That's just because I do more national, and gubernatorial is obviously statewide. But let's go with the safe states. There's one. Washington is a safe Democrat state, giving them 21. I know we're doing like a majority, so Republicans, a 25 seat, 25 governors is a majority. Pretty sure the Republicans actually had a lot, like 33 at one point in like 2016. Obviously, that dropped in 2016 midterms, but could turn it around. Anyway, Utah, and this is where Republicans are going to gain. Utah, North Dakota, Indiana, and West Virginia are all safer, safe red states. Um, it's just solid red states anyway. And they usually go red with governors. And Mike Pence will be campaigning for the Indiana governor race anyway. Likely blue is going to be Delaware. It'll still be likely blue, definitely not as much as Washington, but will still remain in the likely column. With likely Republican, I'm going to say Vermont. That guy is pretty popular over there. Even though he's a Republican, it's actually really weird. There's a lot of Republican governors, especially in these northeastern states like Vermont. There was one in Massachusetts. I'm not sure what happened. Um, Obviously New Hampshire and Maryland. So there are some Republican governors over here, and it's really weird how, you know, mostly liberal states like Maryland and Vermont, and I think Massachusetts and Connecticut all had or have Republican governors when they're very liberal states. So that's another interesting thing to talk about. And Missouri. I know the polls have it close right now. I think with Trump on the ballot, he's going to make that race um, pretty likely for Republicans. I wouldn't say as safe as Indiana, but I would say it's pretty likely. Missouri used to be a state that was competitive, especially in 2008 for the Democrats, but it's sort of drifted away from that since 2008, 2012. It wasn't really competitive. Um, Lean Republican is New Hampshire. John Sununu. He's somewhat popular over there. He usually wins. I think they have gubernatorial elections every 2 years because I remember looking at it in 2018 and 2016 at the map, and I always saw his state, so I guess it's more competitive over there for him, but he usually edges it out, and the polls show that right now. So Republicans do have a majority of 26 seats, pretty much expected, but I guess what most people are the biggest I don't know what I'm saying. Uh, Governor elections are Montana and North Carolina. So for the sake of North Carolina, it's lean Democrat. I do think the Democrat will win. Cal Cunningham does seem to be very popular in North Carolina. He's up by 10 points in the polls. If you compare that with the Trump Biden polls, I mean, he's doing very well. He is a popular governor as a Democrat. In North Carolina, it is, I would say, mostly tilt or lean red, but he does have a popularity there. You could argue he's likely blue, but I'm going to say lean for this for right now. And it could get closer, but it could also I wouldn't say it'd get farther away, but it could get closer. But I think him being up 10 points is about as high as he's going to get. Now, if the Republicans, I think that they'll win Montana. I know that the polls have it close. You know what, I'm just going to say lean margin. I don't really think there's going to be any tilt states. Trump will be campaigning for, obviously, the Republican nominee. His name forgets me, but I do see Trump campaigning for him in Montana and him edging out the win. The polls do have him up one with 5 points, one with 9 points. So you could argue lean. Same with North Carolina. So this is what it is, 27-23. Obviously not many governor races. Let's see, 1, 5, 8. So 12 governor races out of the 50 states. That's not many, but it's obviously good to look at. And well verse yourself, not just focus specifically at the Senate and the national governor or the general election. Maybe I'll even look at some House races that are close. That could be interesting to do, especially some of the races in Orange County and throughout Texas and Montana and other states. So this is what I see, 27-23. Pretty similar to the RCP map. completely similar, actually, with almost the same characterizations for each state. Anyway, thank you for watching. This is my governor election prediction video. Stay tuned for more videos and subscribe. I really appreciate it.